Family, welcome back to DOREEN'S African Experiences. I love coming back to talk to you. We had a live this weekend. I remember in my video I was telling you my mom was not feeling well and I was going to check on her. Yeah, good news, she's better. She had a very bad flu and she had lost her voice, but she's in very good shape. I mean, not yet there, but we thank God she's better. Now our video today is going to focus on plastering and closing our 2-bedroom house. Yes, okay, so if we are going to plaster this house and close it, there are different alternatives, but I'm going to give you the alternatives I've had to calculate for the day. Remember, we agreed not to waste time, so I'm going to be very specific and straight to the point. All right, okay, so you're going to need 43 bags of cement to plaster. Now this is plastering both inside, outside, and the ceilings. Remember, we also put a screed on the floor. This is done during plastering period. A screeding is like echpande. Locally they call it echpande. That is screeding. All right, and you only screed if you're going to put tiles or if you're going to put terrazzo. Remember, just this week we made a video on the current prices of terrazzo. I'm also going to actually give you calculations in the next video. If you want to terrazzo this house, how much it would cost you, and then I'll explain further more about terrazzo in that video, the next video. But right now, when you're plastering, these 43 bags will plaster inside, outside, the ceiling. They will also do for you the screed, or what we locally call echpande. A bag of cement is now it's still at 33,000 Ugandan shillings, so you can use any brand you want. We have other brands that are most commonly used in different parts of the country, like Hima. They're a little bit cheaper, but we have them even in the central part of Uganda, so you can choose to use that as well. At the end of the day, you can use anything you want. All right, so you get your 43 bags of cement and you multiply by 33,000 Ugandan shillings, and you're going to have a total of 19,000 Ugandan shillings. All right, now remember, when you're plastering, you need waterproof. Waterproof is like a dusty element that keeps your walls from consuming water, you know, at least not a lot of water, enough to affect them. So that element is mixed within the cement and sand mix during plastering. Now, just like the word itself, plaster, you need predominantly you need plaster sand as the majority of sand. I'll get to that. So for every bag of cement you put one waterproof. It's a sack, it's a small sack. I don't know if I do again a video on construction and I have a section of plastering, I'll come with a pack and show you how it looks, because clearly I'm talking about something that most people are not sure how it looks. But if you go to any hardware, you can simply ask for waterproof and they'll give you. It's in a sack. The common one is blue. Now if you need 43 bags of cement, you need 43 packs of waterproof, because one sack per one bag of cement. Now waterproof will cost you around 5,000 Ugandan shillings. At least that's the price I know. So you get your 43 and multiply by 5,000 and you're going to end up with 215,000 Ugandan shillings. All right, now you're going to need eucalyptus to scaffold. If you're going to plaster, of course, no one is tall enough to touch an 8-foot house all the way to the ceiling, so they need to make some ladders. Half the time you don't have to buy these again, because remember, we already started building a very nice house, and at the stage at which we're at, we already have some of these eucalyptus timber. We have some buliti lying around, remainders from previous jobs, so you can use those to make ladders. And if you don't have, then you need to buy maybe about not more than 15 pieces, depending on how many workers you have who are plastering. So you probably just, because sometimes they need to make them longer, elevation, like you see on the side of the house, they put them long ways, so that's why you need that kind of number. Okay, now you're going to need plaster sand. Now plaster sand, I've given you forward trucks, 4 forward trucks, but I believe even 3 forward trucks can work. But to be on a safer side, when you're buying these things, buy them in bits, don't buy at once. Things like sand, first buy your 2 plaster sand forward trucks or stake hill. Alright, we agreed that plaster sand forward is going to cost you 280,000 shillings, between 250,000 shillings to 280,000 Ugandan shillings. I've accounted for 4, but even 3 might be enough. So first buy 2, when they get done buy 1 more, and then you gauge the job and see, do I need another forward or just a couple of forwards, sorry, elf trucks. Gauge from that, but the money will still account and be enough for you to finish your plaster. Okay, now you need some lake sand, 2 elf trucks of lake sand. Lake sand is going to be used, they're going to add a little bit of lake sand when they are plastering on the outside, okay, and then they are also going to put a little bit of lake sand when they are going to make your floor screed, echpande. All right, so we said an elf truck of plaster sand should cost you at least twagamba sente mitwalo 12 ku 15. Naye one thing I'll have you know is with plaster sand you can start getting it for as low as 80,000 Ugandan shillings. It depends on your bargaining power. So between 80,000 to 150,000 Ugandan shillings. Sometimes the money goes up, usually because of the distance. So it's maybe transportation. But if you realize that you're very far, look for a nearer supplier. That will save you on cost. So, so we've taken 150 times 2, that's 300,000 Ugandan shillings. And then if they are plastering this house and also doing a finishing, that is plastering both inside and outside, and doing the ceiling as well, yeah, and also doing your floor screeding, the total labor with finishing should be maximally 1.5 million Ugandan shillings in labor. And these people are supposed to, with that kind of money, they are supposed to be feeding themselves. They are also supposed to be housing themselves. Your job is to simply buy material. They're supposed to do that for themselves. All right. And then if you are not, if you are feeding them and housing them, and I'm not going to go there. But anyway, if they are plastering without finishing, without doing finishing, remember, I've told you time and time, finishing should not scare you. It's no big deal. It's just, actually, I'm going to make a video going forward and tell you about gypsum. Gypsum are those people, these days you don't even have to do finishing in your house. Once someone has plastered for you, you can get your money and hire people who handle gypsum. I'll make a video and show you. And they come and bring for you already designed finishing for your house. They can do for you that kind of finishing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I think I'm looking so much forward to making this video because it's impressive. It's very impressive. I've seen beauty in housing that I don't see anywhere. So I look forward to that. So for you who want your finishing to be done on site, it's cheaper, yeah, because you're gonna pay 1.5 M in labor. The material is still there, but if the person is not doing your finishing, you shouldn't pay them more than 1 M. Yes, even with this 1 M is 1 million Ugandan shillings. Even with this 1 M, these people should be in position to feed and house themselves. All right, remember, plastering is a contract-based job. I got a question from somebody this week. They were asking me, when it comes to building, you people don't let anybody fool you. These things of people who want to build for you and they want to break the house into 3. For me to build for you a foundation, I'll need 3.5. Then to build the walls to the wall plate, I'll need 3 M. Then, or maybe 4 M. Then after to roof, no. Building is, I don't advise people to contract for building. everything except building should not be contract based. It's too expensive when you contract people to build for you. You will pay someone 6-7 M to build for your house from foundation to wall plate, and they'll finish that house in 1 week for half the money. For 3 M in labor. Atenga, even if it's 2 weeks, but you're paying too much money to build your houses. Learn to get people who are working day by day. Those people who want to take money from here lying to Yumbu. No one is building on a daily rate anymore. Ani abalimba. Lwaki mukkiriza okubalimba? Lwaki temukola research amala? Learn to do your own research. Stop believing what people are telling you. People will say anything to get money out of you. We are living in a world like that. Alright? Have the maturity to be your own person, to stand on your own ideas. You don't have to be listening to people all the time. Contracting someone to build for you, really? From foundation to wall plate. Things that you cannot count on a daily rate are roofing. So roofing is contract based. Even plastering, you can hire people to plaster room by room, and it's still cheaper. Rakubanga, the problem comes when you've come outside. Either way, you can still contract people to do that. All I'm saying is there are jobs that I would never advise you to hire someone on a contract base. Why? Because it's going to waste your money. Omutima gujana kuluma, omutima gujja kuluma ng'olaba abaana bamaze okuzimba mu nnaku 3, nnaku 5. Are we following? And because building requires your complete supervision, you know, so you don't want people to come and build and do whatever they want just so they can get money and go. It's very hard for someone to mess up. Yeah, it's very hard for someone to mess up your roofing. It's very hard because they either don't know or know. So either way, you still have to be careful who you hire to do certain jobs for you. All right? I don't want to waste time. But your totals, if someone is this is plastering. Now the total material, labor, transportation costs, bichi all together, we have miscellaneous. Who are no miscellaneous, not a dewa miscellaneous. Ne miscellaneous, so yagenze transportation. The miscellaneous, we put aside 270,000 Uganda shillings, but you can put aside 300,000 shillings just in case, you know, transporting your cement on site, bichi ebigwa bitalaze. Anyway, the total, if someone is plastering for you, all right, and they are doing the finishing as well on your house, your total should be 4,329,000 Ugandan shillings. I promise to convert this money in dollars. Isn't that like $1,000 and something? And if someone is going to plaster for you but they're not doing your finishing, this total accounts for everything: material, labor, transportation, bichi, everything. They should charge you 3,829,000 Ugandan shillings. Now I'm going on to closing the house, but before, let me try and translate these numbers into dollars. All right. Alright, so our totals for plastering a 2-bedroom house, everything together in dollars. If you're plastering your house and someone is doing finishing for you, everything inclusive, from material to labor to transportation to miscellaneous, everything inclusive, you're going to spend $1,200. And then if someone is not doing finishing for you but everything else is inclusive, you're going to spend $1,050. All right? Okay, and then we are going to move on to closing this house. Now, when we say closing, we mean buying doors and windows. Remember, the more doors and the more windows you have on your house are going to cost you. The bigger the windows, the more the cost. All right? Because we have different sizes of windows, different gauges. So our friend here has 2 PJs on a master bedroom. The person has 4 PJs on a living room. And then they have 2 PJs in a small bedroom, and then they have a small window on a bathroom. So PJs are 250,000 shillings each. PJs, there are these long windows where mulava. That car window there, the cheapest you can get it is 250,000 shillings. And these are without glass. Yes, because unless when you go to someone and you specifically say you also want the what? The glasses inclusive. But half the time, the prices I'm giving you, there are no glasses. Because glasses are put or installed in your house after you finished even painting. It should be the last thing you do besides putting lights. Are we following? So, I've counted normal windows, not PJs. But I've given the house 2 PJs. Let me see. I've given it 1 PJ. Only the other one in front in the living room. But I've removed the rest and put a big window everywhere. So we are counting 3 big windows. 1 big window for the living room, 1 big window for the master bedroom, 1 big window for the small bedroom. Each of these windows, I've given them 4x4 windows, and each is 350,000 Ugandan shillings. Alright? Jebale! Teko. So I've given each 350,000 Ugandan shillings. So when you get your 350,000 Ugandan shillings and you multiply by 5, an error. You can't multiply by 5. We have 3 big windows. Pam 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 pam. Hold on. There is an error. Alright, so we are going to get our 350,000 Ugandan shillings and multiply by 3, and we are going to have 1,050,000 Ugandan shillings. Alright, I don't know what I was thinking to make this error. It's not like me to make an error like that. Okay, so I have to reduce this money by 700,000 Ugandan shillings in the totals. Okay, now we are going to proceed to 2 bathroom windows. The reason we are doing 2 small bathroom windows is very simple. One window is going to go on the kitchen side or the store side, and then one is going to go on the actual bathroom. In this particular house we have 1 window, and each of those is 150,000 Ugandan shillings. Then you have inside you have wooden door frames that are going inside there. Now these door frames we are using the Musizi, the cheap ones. It's Musizi, Elgontic, Mosambia. Those ones are going to cost you 230,000 shillings per. But remember, depending on location, where you are and how much material you're taking, it can be cheaper. So 230,000 shillings times 3. The reason we're taking 3, we have 2 bedrooms and then the toilet. Alright, each of these 2 bedrooms are going to have a wooden door on them. So will the toilet inside. So you get 230,000 shillings times 3. Okay, and then the doors themselves, if they're Elgontic, Mosambia or Musizi, the door itself is going to cost you 350,000 shillings. Yes, so you get your 350,000 shillings and you multiply by 3. You're going to get 1,050,000 Ugandan shillings. Now the main door here, it's up to you. You can make it big or small, but I'm taking an average door. Remember Madam Aisha, we did one of those videos when we were closing a 1-bedroom house. Yeah, 1-bedroom house. There was Madam Aisha. Yeah, Madam Aisha. So we used Madam Aisha's house. I showed you a door. That door shouldn't cost you more than 500,000 Ugandan shillings. Alright, it's not an 8x8. On a house like this, you don't need an 8x8 window. That's too big. You can take a 4x4, but it can open both sides. It it can also be sliding. It's up to you, but it shouldn't cost you more than 500,000 Ugandan shillings. Okay, and these have burglars already inside them, so the price I'm giving you includes both. Okay, then the back door, it's just a 4x4 solid steel door, and it's gonna cost you 350,000 shillings at most, or even less. Remember, it depends on where you're buying. Okay, now you have these PJs. Remember, we left one PJ on the living room. That long window, we left only one, and it's 250,000 Ugandan shillings. Miscellaneous, we've put 300,000 shillings aside. Initially, our total was 5,190,000 shillings, but now I'm going to reduce it by 700,000 shillings. Alright? So 5,190,000 shillings minus 700,000 shillings. And you get 4,490,000 Ugandan shillings. That's gonna be your total. 4,490,000 Ugandan shillings. Now this in dollars, this was $1,400, so we're going to eliminate almost $200 from this. So you might end up paying $1,200 to close your house. That is buying the doors and windows. Now, and with this price, we've included the wooden door frames and also the wooden doors. Okay, that's it, I think. Today we've not wasted time. But before I go, I wanted to acknowledge the loss of someone in the country. We lost someone yesterday. He was a blogger. It's called Isma. Very controversial man, but very essential to the industry, to the social media industry. I don't like discussing politics. Believe me, I have an opinion, a very strong opinion. But there's never been justification for murder. It doesn't matter whether you're who or who, whether you support what or what, it's irrelevant. But justification for murder has never been, it's not something I would justify. So, for starters, what happened to him was wrong, and a bunch of other people that's been killed over the time. But him in particular, what happened to him is wrong. We're living in a world where people have very strong opinions. You don't have to agree with them. But also the rest of us, this should tell us something. We come here, we give you information. We give you information, but that's why some of us are very specific. We try to help where we can. We can often see certain things that hurt us as a nation. You know, we know our pain. We see the pain most of our people are going through. We see a lot of these things, but we don't have much justice really. And oftentimes we choose to help. We just choose to offer solutions as best as we can. You know, it is sad, it is devastating, because that is brutal. You know, shooting someone and killing them, it's brutal. You know, you live for so many years and God has not taken you yet, and somebody decides it's time to take you. I guess that's the life we live in. It's the world we live in. It is. And one thing you people have to understand, it's just a lot of these things are shocking to us as Ugandans, because our country has not had a lot of gun murders over the years. Actually, Uganda is a very safe country. In fact, that's why we are still alarmed when someone is shot. There are countries where they get shot in their neighborhoods every day, and it's normal. Someone can just be stabbed to death every day. So when we have certain murders, certain crimes committed here, we are shocked. It has something to tell us that in many ways we are protected. In many ways we are shielded from some of these things. Uganda is a very safe country, by the way. You know, many of us we stand in Africa and admire the Western world, but the kinds of things that happen there are the things that you're seeing now. someone shooting you unjustly, someone corners you and shoots you, and it's just another day. That's why here we stop, we pause, and we wonder who would do such a thing. Why would such a thing happen? It has something to show you that in many ways Africa has not been polluted, you know, in certain areas, but now it's happening. A lot of things are changing fast. There is nothing much we can do except protect ourselves, limit the people we deal with, because things like that happening, it's not just out of the blue. Someone has to have tailed you, followed you, and done a lot of research about you for some time for them to actually orchestrate such a thing, especially when they've not been next to you. It means it's the people around you that actually, you know, betray you, and that's okay, that's life. So just be careful the people you surround yourself with. Be careful the people you deal with, the people you make deals with. You make a deal with the devil, obviously the devil is going to change and turn on you. I'm not making allegations. This is just a message of compassion. It's devastating, it's sad what happened to Isma. May his soul rest in peace. It's sad, it's very sad. So now you understand why my line of interest in social media is construction and agriculture. I don't think anyone is going to come and take me out for giving you a price of a product, because the product price is already there. In truth, we have to be safe. We can help our country other ways without making ourselves liabilities to death. Me, for example, I run charities, many of them. I help wherever I can, you know. I put out information about people's businesses so they can get enough, get more support, get more clientele to take care of their families. One way or another, there are many ways you can change the country without making yourself a target. I think that's the best I can do. I can't say more than that. Thank you for watching DOREEN'S African Experiences. I've discovered that you people can actually donate to me. Now that I've discovered, I'm going to ask wherever you can, if you can often buy super thanks. I think it starts from 2,000 shillings. I don't know. You will see on the video, you see that thing that says super thanks. Apparently you can buy those things and I get money. Yeah, I like that. I like money. Who doesn't? If you don't, you're lying. Yeah, you're either lying to yourself or you're in denial. Everyone likes money because that's why we work. We have needs to take care of. So in a way, since I'm monetized, there are many ways I can get money. Obviously, watching my ads, I get money, yes. But I haven't even accumulated $30 in a month. Yes. Maybe because my following is just growing. Yeah, but the truth is, if you can buy super thanks, if you can buy a sticker, the money will still come to me. It just collects until it's enough for me to withdraw. And that same money is what I use, what I want to use, you know, on the channel to go longer distances. Of course, by the internet, because all these things are expensive. Every distance I travel costs me. And I want to also achieve certain things as a human being. I want you people to see me grow. I want you to see me this year and say, oh my God, we've been watching Doreen. She has been shooting like this, wearing the same clothes. She's doing this, but now look at her. She has a better camera. Oh, look at her. She has been able to go to a different country and shoot content there too. I want those things. I would love to have those things. And I believe together we can actually help Doreen achieve her small dreams. I want to be able to educate a bunch of children more. I want to give back to communities. But me as a human being, I'm limited financially. I can come here and run a charity once a year, but when I'm earning through YouTube, I don't think I'm going to use my YouTube money to help myself as much, because I'm already using my own money to help other people. I don't know. I guess it's someone's heart. But my dreams are quite specific. I also have this dream later in life where I want to open up a home for old people. Old people suffer too much. And what's funny is we are all going to get old if we are lucky. Hey, if no one kills you, if you don't die young, we pray not to die young so that we can live to achieve our dreams. So, there are so many things I think about, and I believe together as a community we can actually help me achieve some things sooner while I still have life, so that we all get to experience some of these things together. We make Africa a better place. We make it more hospitable, you know. We make people's hearts more kind, because when someone receives a bit of kindness, I believe they can often give it back. Nonetheless, have a nice day. It was a pleasure serving you today. Let's meet in the next video. Open gable. Roofing with eucalyptus.